Hello and welcome back to the game review of the Fide World Chess Championship match played between Ding Liren and Gukesh. This is match 8 of the game and the game ends with a draw. So the game starts with a classic English opening and the game continues with no advantage for any of the players. It's very balanced. You see castling and you see pawn development with the bishops coming on the board. We see a normal pawn trade with the pawn structures developing, and then we see the knights on the board trying to give up some pieces. We see rooks coming off the board, and then here at this move we can see that black played a very great move. Now the queen gives a check and the king has to move. The king moves to the square, and now here white is clearly having a good advantage. You can see the eval bar, it's 0.7, and now black blunders because now it's about to lose all the advantage. So here when it moves knight it has advantage, but here when he moves the bishop, here the position gets balanced. You can see it's 0.0. There is no edge for any of the players, and the game continues. Now we do see an interesting endgame by Gukesh and Ding. Ding tries to attack, but Gukesh defends very good, and then by the end we see pieces coming off the board. The queens come off the board. You can see Ding trying to get the queens off the board, but Gukesh is trying very hard not to let the queens off the board. He doesn't want to go for a draw so fast, so quick, and that is understandable. That's very reasonable. The queen still moves, and then queen gives a check. Now here he could have moved the rook, and he moves the rook. Instead, what he could have done was move the king. That would be a better move. The engine suggests that moving the king would have been a better move. The game continues with Ding giving the check. This is a very obvious move. Anyone would play and give a check when it can. The king just easily moves away and he takes the free pawn. And now we are towards a draw. You can see the eval bar, it's 0.0 again, and there is no development. The queens come off the board and the game continues. The pawns are off the board, and here by agreement the game ends. Now here in the end game, when we talk about the moves, here when I was telling you that black could have moved the bishop, and that would be a good move if he moved the bishop to d5. What would happen then is when the bishop goes to d5, the game continues somewhat like this. You can see the bishops coming off the board, and then we see a very good position for black to play with, as there are no rooks on the board, and black has a knight and a queen and more pawns on the board compared to white. Still, the game is very balanced because Stockfish tends to show you moves that would lead to a draw ultimately. Well, instead, he just moves with the bishop ahead, and we can see this move here. This is a mistake by Gukesh, and the game continues. We see the queens coming off the board. Gukesh tries to save the queen, but then here he does a blunder because then it permits white to take a better position. But here also, this is an inaccuracy because the engine suggests maybe move like this, where you initiate a queen trade, you force a queen trade, and then white is a bit better. Well, the game doesn't go like this, and the game continues, and then we see queens coming off the board, and then we head towards a draw. Now, if at this position it wasn't a draw, what would happen would be that the game can go on for 99 moves, and we'd see the same position like this, because then we have an opposite colored bishop endgame, which does not work. For example, this is black's pawn here, and this is white's bishop here, and you can see that it can never target the pawn. I hope you liked the analysis. This was a very quick one because the game was also not very remarkable. I hope you liked the video. Make sure you leave a like, subscribe to the channel, and leave your thoughts below. I'll see you in the next video. Till that, take care. Goodbye.